Hey, good afternoon. It's Jim from JAGfx.com. It is Saturday, the 6th of December 2025. It's just my weekly analysis video where I have a look at some of the Forex pairs. I'm trading on the daily time frame using the high probability and divergence trading methods from my books. I hope everyone's weekend's going okay. It is currently just past 4 p.m. here on a Saturday afternoon in overcast Da Nang, Vietnam. Yeah, I think there's another storm offshore, which is just goes without saying around here. Yeah, the weekend, I think we've got Formula One on this weekend, the final round. It's all very close. Three drivers got the chance of taking out the title. It'll probably go to Lando, but if it doesn't go to Lando, obviously I'd like Oscar to win it, but if it doesn't go to Lando, I'd like to see Max get up. That would be one for the ages, I tell you. That's one of the biggest comebacks in F1 history. I've got the cricket on at the moment, Australia versus England. I think England are having a bit of a fight back at the moment, which is good to see. It's in my hometown of Brisbane. All right, if you do like the video, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. That's always appreciated. So let's get into the charts. Let's get into them. All right, this is TradingView. This is my platform I do all my analysis on. I'm not a trade signal provider. Do not follow me. Just basically, don't follow me blindly. I'm just giving you ideas on how I trade. This is not financial advice or anything like that. That's my disclaimer. So, I can't tell you how to trade, etc. So, as I said, I do all my analysis on this. I take all my trades on MT5 platforms. Got a couple going, a couple of prop firms and JAGfx and private accounts and stuff. So there's a fair bit going on. All right, so we'll start with the Oz CAD. Now, this was going nicely. The last trade was this buy. Now, don't worry too much about all the loss recovery stuff and that. If you're just like a traditional trader where you put a stop in place, I don't because I've got my other methods. But as I said, all the trades I call here are based on the high probability method. So in this case, the MACD platinum's below the zero level. Bounced off a support level. It's a valid standalone buy. So I took the buy and it was going up nicely, coming up to this previous high. Then, see that part there? See it's Aussie CAD? CAD. That being the operative word. Canada had their employment numbers released yesterday. Now let's have a look at, this is what really, not annoys me, it frustrates me if anything else. When you look at, where is it? Forex Factory, here it is. This is last night, Friday. So here's the Canadian numbers, employment change, unemployment rate. Now, up here you'll see there's got the previous, the forecast and the actual. Have a look at this. Here's the forecast for the employment change, minus 1.5k. Look at the actual number that come out. How do they get it so wrong? Hence the big move in the Canadian pairs. Even the unemployment rate, it's forecast at 7%. It's 0.5% lower, which is it's a big, I know it doesn't sound like much, 0.5%, but when you're talking about unemployment, that's a big. So they've messed up. Now I do apologise if you hear any banging in the background. I live opposite a construction site, so. So that's a big miss by the so-called experts, and that's probably, it's good for me. Not good for this trade, but I'm in a lot of CAD trades on my other pairs, my other watch lists, and they've all got in my favour. And you'll probably see some in this one too. So it's not the end of the world for me, but we're heading up towards my loss recovery levels here, and it's just dropped. So shut up, mate. So I don't know how I'm going to go on this buy. Hopefully it was a sell signal today, for Monday, but it's not. It's probably another day off looking at the MACD Platinum. We're above the zero level. So if you were in this trade already and you were trading the traditional way, as soon as the MACD Platinum through the zero level convincingly, so you would have closed half. You would close half here anyway, because you're at this previous high, close half, put a stop in place. You shouldn't be losing this trade. That's as straightforward as this. Because I'm doing the loss recovery, I have to go from QMP dot to QMP dot. I'm going to go over and take that hammer off that dude and stick it where the sun doesn't shine. So we've got a bit of an issue now, but we're still in profit, but it was up here before and it's close to those levels. Let's move on before I get more frustrated with Canada. I love Canada. Been there. It's a great place. So Oz Yen, nothing happening. Just waiting for a loss recovery trade, which means I'm just waiting for a second trade to try and recover this previous loss of $109. I'm sure that bloke just looks across my window and says, he's talking now, let's start hammering. All right, Oz New Zealand. This was a loss recovery. I eventually got out of it. So there's a buy, a second sell, another sell, then a third sell, and it was stopped out. So you can read my notes there. 5th of December, stopped out for an overall profit. So that's all done with. So all those trades are all finished. I just leave them on the chart to show you guys what's happened. And, oh, that's the wrong one, Jim. So they're all done. All those trades to the left are all done. My most recent trade was this buy here, 5th of December, which is yesterday. There's it's uptrend, obviously. Look at the moving averages. There's hidden bullish divergence, which I love. Prices come back close enough to the MAs for my liking and bounced off. So it's just like a pullback, I guess. Now, the only little concern is this little dip here where we've got market structure. So we've got high, lower high, but we've got lower lows too. So it's, if it pushes up, great. We've got the divergence there. The MACD Platinum's a long way below the zero level. So even if it does turn against me, I'll still try and work my way out of this one because of the hidden bullish divergence, which, as you know, I'm a big fan of. So all this is done. Delete that. I'll tidy up the rest of it later. So we're just in this buy here from the 5th, stopped out on the sells, overall profit, recovered all those previous losses, no dramas. Aussie USD in a buy, it was a loss recovery. I lost on this first trade, recovered on this second trade, no problems at all. Blew through both, I've closed half, just going to trail the stop up now. And as you can see, so if you took this as a standalone, it's a good support base there. MACD Platinum below the zero level, take the buy. This green dash line, they're big round numbers. In this case, it's the 65 cent level, which we know has been like an absolute magnet for a few months. So this is going up through the previous, so it's probably blowing through that. Next high will be this one up here, so we'll just mark it across a bit. So that's sort of the next target up there. Well, I don't really use targets, as you know, but I'm very aware of support resistance levels and that. You know, it's just, you can trade just with them if you wanted to. It's not especially in Forex. So we're in a buy, looking good, can't lose on that. All right, BTC, Bitcoin, a little bit happening here. If you remember correctly, I started taking buy trade here, took a sell hedge, second buy, second hedge, sell, third buy. Break even's this yellow dash line, but I already closed the 2 sells, so I banked some profit. So there, you can read the notes there. I switched to the DCA mode, so I've got the 1 buy, 2 buy, 3 buy. That's the break even, that yellow dash line. It's starting to head up towards it, and I could have closed up here for overall profit, even though I didn't make it to the break even level. Because I've banked the 3,400, I could have closed up here somewhere and come overall profit, but I'm not, because I like to play it out fully. I like to try and get to the break-even levels. So today we've got a sell signal there. So I took our sell. It's mainly as a hedge, even though I'm not really that keen to sell Bitcoin, and I wouldn't do it as a standalone trade. This I wouldn't take if I didn't have to take it. The reason I wouldn't take it is because price didn't come back to the moving averages. Remember, one of my rules is I like to see price come back to the moving average or very close to them. At least touch them or get very close. This hasn't come back. There's your high there. The moving average is up. I know it's a little bit messy, but the moving average is there. That's a 50 EMA. So it didn't come to that. But having said that, there is hidden bearish divergence. So I'm happy to take it as a hedge and try and make some more money if I can. But as soon as I get another buy, if the sell's in profit, I'll be closing the sell and going with another buy and going back up. So the levels here, that's the 80,000 level, that's 100,000, obviously it's 120,000. So I took a new sell today, but I wouldn't take it if I didn't have these buys on. It's more of a hedge, and I don't care if it goes up, because at the end of the day, that yellow solid line is my overall break-even level, even with that sell line, so it's no big deal. Euro Aussie in a sell, can't lose, broke through the previous lows, which is great, already closed half. It was a loss recovery, so there was my first trade, which is a very small loss, only about $7. And there's the second one, and it obviously easily recovered it. and we've got a stop in place. Yeah, probably a bit early closing the other half, but doesn't matter. So we can't lose on that, it's good. Euro yen, give me a bit of grief as it normally does because it's a yen pair. We're still waiting on a, no, we recovered the losses, which is good. So I'm just looking at, so there's a sell, second sell, I took the buy and we recovered the loss. Can't lose on that, so that's good. That's just notes for me. Accidentally closed two of the trade, yeah, it's right. So now we took this sell here, S2 sell. So that's my problem child at the moment. It's not a problem child. It's actually going sideways, and we're just above the entry price. So if I close both these trades now, it'd be overall profit. So no big deal. But if you took this as a standalone trade, now the MACD platinum's through the zero level here, which is one of my trade management tools. Yeah, you stop. You'd be tightening things up. If you had a stop up here, I'd be bringing it right down above these highs or something like that. I can't really close half because I've got no profit or anything. So just a matter of tightening things up. Euro USD in nothing, waiting on a trade to recover that previous loss of, what's that, $60 roughly. So just waiting on something. It's been a bit sideways, the Euro USD. You know, if you're one of these people that draw wedges or triangles or something, you probably draw one in here. It's tightening right up. And just look at the moving averages. That tells you they're coming in tight. The MACD platinum's not really breaking away from the zero level, so it's all a bit messy and tight. Pound Aussie took a sell a couple of days ago on the 3rd of December. And remember when I call all these trades, the new daily candle for me is at 5 a.m. local. As I said, I'm in Vietnam. 5 a.m. local, so that's, I don't get out of bed till 6:30, so an hour and a half later. But the markets don't really move that much, maybe a yen pair or so, that's about it. Then I call the trades and I post them in my daily update, which is on Facebook and Telegram channel, so everyone's more than welcome to join that. And I take a screenshot, and that screenshot's shared and also put in a shared folder. So it's all very transparent. So when you get a trade like this and it goes against you right from the get-go, it gets a little bit, it's not embarrassing, but it's a bit messy, but it's come good. And it's heading in the right direction now. MACD platinum above the zero level, trends down, price has gone back into moving averages. So the big thing is this 2.0000 level there. It's a big round number, and you see price has bounced off it. So we can get down to that. Look, you're thinking the MACD platinum will be through the zero level. If it keeps on heading down on the same trajectory, we'll look at closing half and putting the tightest stop in place or something like that. Pound CAD, here's another pair with a CAD in it. Took a sell here, and again it went against me from the get-go. I think someone mentioned it in the Telegram channels. Look, I took 3 pound trades on the same day, and there's obviously a lot of correlation there, which I made a note of at the time. So if you've got 3 pound trades, all like sell trades on the same day, you either take all 3 sell trades and reduce your risk on each, or you pick 1 or 2 and go with your normal risk or whatever. It's up to you. You just got to be aware of correlation. And as you see, it's not an issue here, because even though the pound Aussie's gone the right direction eventually, and the pound CAD has, maybe if it comes up, we're back. Pound CAD has, because of the news, which is great. But have a look at the pound Swiss, is also another sell, and this one's a loss recovery from here. There's my profit. It's kept on going up. So 2 from 3 have eventually gone in my right direction. See, if you had stops in place here, right, the pound Aussie, you'd be sweet. Your stop would be up here somewhere. So you'd be fine. You know, it's too big to put above this spike here, but I'd be putting it in here somewhere. Seems like a smart place. So you haven't been stopped out there. But the pound CAD, you probably would be stopped out. If I was going to place a stop, I would have been stopped out on that spike. That's where my stop would be, roughly. So it would have been stopped out by a couple of pips, which is the most annoying, frustrating thing that happens. Happens a lot. Anyone's been trading for a while, using stops, you see this all the time. There's nothing you can do about it. Hindsight's a great tool. Oh, no, I would have had my stop up here. No, you wouldn't have. You would have had it there, somewhere in there. So you would have been stopped out. And it would have been hard to get a re-entry on that too. So, pound Swiss, you would have been, if you had a stop in place, my stop would have been through that red dot somewhere if I had a stop. And I haven't got a stop, so I'm not stopped out, but I've got other issues. I've got this recovery. The thing is, this was taken on the hidden bearish divergence, this sell. Don't worry about my loss recovery stuff, but this, because this is taken on hidden bearish divergence, I will just ignore any buy signal here and leave this sell trade open and go into DCA mode, try to recover my loss. Going the same as I did in NZCAD, which we'll get to in a minute. I pivoted, got a little bit creative on the trading. So yeah, that's not going in the right direction, is it? That's a pound Swiss. Talking about the New Zealand CAD again, we've got Canadian news, obviously. Now this loss recovery. See, I flicked over to DCA here, so you can read my notes there. This is all about it over here. On Monday, I am taking a new sell there. I'm also going to close another 0.05 of this last buy trade. It's probably going to be might be a bit touch and go with regards to, I might get stopped out before I get a chance, depending where the market opens on Monday. So I'm going to close another half on this, so I can't lose on this buy side. I've already recovered all the losses, it's all good. So the new trade on Monday, 8th of December, sell trade here. This nice hidden bearish divergence, the MACD platinum's a long way above the zero level, a long way, which is good. We've got a bit of a hedge still with that buy, if that works out. My only concern is, and there's more noise, there's market structure. See, we got this high here, low, high, low, but then we've broken this high here. So that's my only concern. But like I say in every video, every week, NZCAD's not a pair I get too stressed about. It's a slow moving, it's like, if your tortoise escaped, an hour later you can go find it somewhere. It wouldn't have gone far. The NZCAD's pretty similar to that. It's only something like Canadian news that moves it a bit. But all right, I don't know why tortoise come to mind, but it did. I've been watching a lot of those National Geographic type videos on my, the reels, we call it, Facebook feed and that. Not Facebook, YouTube. Yeah, cool. I like the old safari ones. Right, New Zealand, in nothing, waiting on a potential loss recovery trade. In the meantime, we've got potential hidden bearish divergence setting up there nicely. If this keeps on going up, it's no longer valid. Delete the lines, which is good. It's gone up nicely, hasn't it? I'm actually in a couple of buys on other pairs on this, on other watch lists on this, so it's good. USD. Singapore dollar, waiting on a loss recovery still, took a bit of a loss there. What's that? $38 roughly, so I'm just waiting on a potential buy here. We've got this sort of hidden bullish divergence forming. We've got a blue dot on the MACD platinum below the zero level, so it puts me in buy mode. And there's one here, so that hasn't played out yet because the MACD. So we've got the first hidden bullish divergence there. It's a little bit hard to see, but there's a green trend line amongst the moving averages there. And it's gone up, hit this previous high. You remember I was in a couple of trades here and we closed out a few and ended up taking a loss. I'm not sure what happened there. No, I didn't take that sell, did I? I was thinking about it because I like the double top there, but because the MACD platinum was below the zero level, didn't take it. Hindsight, probably should have, but doesn't matter. So we're just waiting on a new signal to try and recover that loss. No problem. Silver, I wish I was still in the silver buy. I'm not. I had a choice between silver and gold, and I picked gold, and I'm regretting that, but it doesn't matter. I'm in no trades at the moment, so I'm not losing anything. The last trade was a winner, so you've got to be happy. We're probably at a record high there, are we? I should start. Oh yeah, hang on a sec. We need a new line. What do we call it? Big number, big level. What do we go? 60. Yeah, let's get that. So 60. Wow. Remember years ago I was in a club and they were real silver nuts. What do they call? They call the gold people gold bugs. I don't know what you call silver people. And silver at that time was about $22 and this was going back years, I mean years, 15, 20 years ago, and they were talking silver up then, and it's just getting towards 60 now. So, but anyway, we've got a red dot on the MACD plate above the 0 level. We're heading towards the 60. There'll be a lot of orders around that level. Right, gold, XAU, USD. I'm on buy still here. It was a little one I took a bit of a chance on. I went into DCA mode. Did I take the second buy? I don't think I did. Just the one. I left it on because I like the hidden bullish divergence. Left it on. By the time the second buy came around, I was already above my entry. I ignored taking the second buy. And all I've done is close half, put the stop in place. Can't lose on that. Pound yen in a sell, trying to recover plenty of losses, obviously, 20,000 worth. I'll just keep on working this until I can. Yeah, look, I made mistakes. You can refer to my previous videos. All this crap in here just got me in a world of pain. It's all good. I've just got one trade on at a time now, just trying to chip away at this loss. That's all I'm trying to do. I'll eventually do it. I might be 1 foot in my coffin or 1 foot in my grave, but I'll get there eventually. Pound USD is another. These are my problem pairs: the pound yen, pound USD, and the USD CAD. They're the three I've got some grief with that I've got to work out. Pound USD, as you know, I've still got these sell trades down here, which are going to disappear off the chart soon. Doesn't matter. I've got a bit of. You can read. I'm just chipping away at it. So I've got a loss to date of 4,733. I've obviously got losing trades on at the moment, but I've also got winning trades on. So what I'm doing is just trying to get some trades in these gaps here and just look at pruning these trades. So for example, the next trade is going to be a sell. It will be a sell. I'll take the sell depending on where price is at the time. I could close this buy, for example, and with the profit from that, I could start maybe taking some off these buy trades if they're not in profit either. And then I can remove some of the position from the furthest away sell trade, stuff like that. There's just things you can do. You get a bit creative. So we're in a buy. So if you're taking this, where's the last trade? This buy here. So if you took the buy there, well, last trade was actually a sell. Which was a sort of a high risk trade with a Mac. It's one I wouldn't take as a standalone. I would not take this trade, and one of the reasons is that big gap between the moving averages and price. So the only reason I take it is because I'm trying to hedge my way out, work my way out of these trades. That's the only reason I took it. It's obviously, and my theory is it's obviously not good for me, but it puts another trade in there. That's all. And this buy is still going up nicely. You wouldn't have been stopped out of this buy. And that's a big round number, obviously 1.3, so it's bounced off that and come down towards it. So ending up, and we're just waiting to see what happens. USD CAD, now look at that, there we go. So here's a trend line I've drawn for a potential divergence. Now, because the price has moved down, that divergence is no longer valid, so that gets deleted. So look at that. There's the overall break-even level. This is one of my painful pairs. If I get any profit in this, 133 plus I've got a partial close. Yeah, I'll have a look at that. So we're getting down to my overall break-even. So hopefully one day in the near future, we might get out of these trades. It's been a while, all the way since back in June. Yeah, so it's just, so the last trade was a sell. It's a good resistance level, and that's been, and this one here, see, it's the MACD it wouldn't be a standalone trade for me because the MACD is too far through the 0 level, but there is that good resistance level and price. Double tops and double bottoms work pretty well on Forex pairs, especially on the longer time frames. But thank you, Canadian employment people, for getting their numbers so wrong, because it puts me in a better position on this pair in a way. And the US 500, the US stock market's heading up towards a previous high. So there's a high up here, somewhere in here, and we're slowly grinding up towards it. Last signal was this buy here, nice support base on price, And it's going up nicely towards the high. MACD pattern through the zero level. So if you did take this buy, if you're trading this index and just taking buys only, I wouldn't recommend taking sells. If you just took the close, start closing, put a stop on place, try your stop, something like that. All right, boys and girls, that's it for the video. Thank you for watching. If you do like it, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you got any questions or anything like that, just hit me up in the Telegram group or the Facebook group or the email or private message me to whatever. Enjoy the rest of the weekend, stay safe, and may your sporting team win, or if you follow sport, that is. All right, thank you.